What I like to do on this particular topic is I like to talk about rocking your destination. And the key word or the key topic we're going to talk about today is focus. When you're focused, that means you have a definite area that you're honing in on. When you are focused, you're not going all over the place. And it's important to be focused because once you're focused, once you know what the bird's eye of what you're trying to achieve, then you will begin to do the research to make it happen. It's a matter of knowing your destiny, your final destiny of what you want to achieve with your goal. And this goes practically for anything, even in the spiritual realm. Now, me being a believer, I know my focus in the spiritual realm is to live a life that's pleasing to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Now, in the business world, I'm in partnership with one of the greatest partnership businesses in the world. The products are through my home, and if you come visit my home, you'll probably know within 5 minutes what I'm involved in. Now, I will not disclose the name of that company for the sake of staying in compliance with that company, all right? And there's nothing wrong. I just like to respect and honor everyone that is involved, okay? Second of all, in my career choice, I got a school that I'm partnering with for my training portion and my information portion. And yes, it will be in the industry to create jobs throughout the community. They have a vision to get 1 million people on the road with their freedom. I won't go into details of that. All I know is this, what the area that I challenge to do. And see, this is what I hope that you do today. Just take one thing and start it focusing on that one thing, that one goal, that one thing that you're trying. Okay? It can be maybe improving your spiritual life. It could be maybe you want to get married next year. What do you need to do to make that happen? Maybe you want to find a good home church, or maybe you want to go back to school and get educated in a certain field, or maybe you want to find a company out there to be great company to partner with, or maybe you might want to find a franchise. It's so many, it's endless. But what you've got to do is pick something that's for you. Pick something to focus on. You see, when people are around you, you got to be a focused person. You can't be like all over the place because when you're all over the place, it's like you have an imbalance. And when you're in balance, things are just going to fall apart eventually, you know? So it's important to be focused. It's important, as I always say, know your why. Know your why. And when you know what you're going after, you don't give up. Sometimes you get bumps in the road. Sometimes you have your naysayers around trying to discourage you. But you know what? Humbug. Ignore them. And sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you fall, you kind of slip in that, but you got to be able to pick yourself back up because if you're focused, you can make it happen. Focus is the key. Focus is where you're going to balance because if you're unbalanced in your life, it's just going to fall apart. And that is what's going to happen, whether you believe or not. That's what's going to happen if you're not balanced in your life and your life is just all over the place and everything is out of whack, then you're destined for failure. You're destined to be that person on the street down the road with no place to stay or nothing to do or being out there. Because as we go through the streets and we travel down, we see people sitting on the corner. Of course, some of them are on the corner pretending to beg for money, pretending that they need stuff, or they have a strong addiction to drugs, and this is a fast hustle to get drug money put into their pockets. So, what I say to that, if a person is really struggling, you offer them a sandwich, offer them an apple, offer them some apple juice, and see Are they more appreciative of that, or do they get mad because you didn't give them money to go buy their drugs? Okay? Because the reason I say that, I saw a lady one time that was really hungry out there, and I was fortunate at that time. I had a few bucks in my pocket. I was able to say, listen, I can go in here and I can buy you lunch today. Will you be okay with that? They got fish, and I told her what they was on special. I knew I had enough money to purchase that. Plus, I was able to buy something for myself as well. So I went in, I got her lunch, and I brought it back to her, and she was so appreciative. And the poor lady, she practically ate the paper bag too. She was starving. And and I'm not bragging to say, oh, I'm such a goody two shoe. No, that's not what the point is. The point is there's times to help those who are in need. And then also don't let people just take advantage of you. That's why you got to stay focused. That's why you got to stay alert. You got to be aware of and remove the distractions out. And I've got to watch myself because they have these stupid YouTube channels. They try to pull you in on their little gossip and their little stories. And sometimes some of the information is useful, but if you find it's pulling you away from your focus, cut the channel off. Just cut it off, do something else. Get away from that because that's how you're going to stay focused. Because some of the social medias out there is nothing but a distraction. Okay, some buff guy in his exercise clothes popping muscles all over the place, or a sexy girl in a bikini all over the place, and that could be distraction to male and female from both parties that I mentioned. All right, do you understand what I'm saying there? So be aware of distractions. They have the thing in advertising, they talk about sex sales. No, it does. But at the end of the day, it's also a distraction for you meeting your goals. You see, it's important that you stay focused on what you're trying to achieve. All right. It's important to stay focused. It's important not to get off track. And, put some dates on your goals. And then sometimes if you don't reach it, and try not to be unrealistic because I tend to do that myself. I admit to it. So that's why I'm making this YouTube channel. I'm hoping as I present this to you that we can help one another out, okay? And that's why I have underneath some comments. And if there's some other topics you'd like me to talk about, I'll be more than glad to talk about them. And yes, if you're interested in some Bible scriptures to back up some of the things I'm saying, I can do that as well because I am a very deep into my walk with God. Okay, I'm a believer, okay? I am a true deep believer. I'm also a member of a local church and things of that nature, which you should do in my hometown, of course. Even though I travel from place to place because of the type of work I'm in right now, I'm blessed. I have a beautiful cat that keeps me company, and there he is. Ain't he cute? Anyway, I'm here to let you know it's important to stay focused. It is very, very important to stay focused. And let me tell you what, if you want to know what focus is, watch an animal. When they get hungry, you know what their focus is? They're looking for the next meal and they focus on getting it, whether they're wild animals chasing their meal or whether they're domestic animals like a dog or a cat that belongs to you or that belongs to someone. Their focus may be to look for that bowl with that food in there. They're looking for that little bowl of water if they're thirsty. And it's just like us grown folks. Some of us grown folks want a little bit of wake up juice, so we drink our coffee or energy drink for that. Hopefully, my brand of energy drinks, but anyhow, that's how that works. All right. So, like I said, the subject is called focus. And the importance of focus is keeping you to work what you need to do to work on those goals. The first thing is your focus. Can you describe your focus in 10 words or less? In one sentence? Or can your focus even be defined to one word, one or two words, okay, or a title? You know, you might have a focus. You might want to write a song about why I should own a dog for a pet. You know, I'm just making that up out of my head, but you understand what I'm saying? It could be anything, whatever's important to you. What's important to you might not be important to somebody else, you know? And don't deviate from who you are and whose you are. You should know who you are and whose you are, okay? And I want to close with this. It is important. If you know, you should know why you were put on this earth. You should know why you were born. And even if possible, you might even know what town you were born in and what time of the day you were born in. All right? See, I know exactly the time I was born. I know what city I was born in, and I know who my biological mother and father is, and I thank God for that blessing, Now, if you're not in that position, don't despair on that because there's a purpose for everything, you know. There's a purpose and a season for everything that happens. Even if you don't know all the details of who your parents are, just get to know who you are. Just get to embrace your focus and your goal. All right? And next, I want to talk about the how to plan out your goal. The first, second step, no matter what the goal is, no matter what the focus is, the next thing we're going to talk about is a step-by-step guide on how to make this happen.